Hello, I'm Willie Bragg. Welcome back to the Willie Bragg Show. It's been a week since you heard last from me on YouTube, and this is my first YouTube video I made since last week. There was a reason for that. I was suspended for a week from the show. I said things about there's certain topics on YouTube they are considered hypersensitive, and I think it's something in the voice algorithms that if you say something and it's taken out of context, they will interpret it as you saying something, and then you're zapped off the online, and they take you off, and you're suspended. So you're probably not going to hear me talk much about. You're going to hear me talk very little about the elections, except in the abstract, because YouTube apparently think I'm a January 6th insurrectionist for what it sounded like last week in their explanation. Claims of misinformation about the 2020 election. I never spread any misinformation. I never did, but that's what they claim. I have to go be careful what I have to say about vaccines and COVID, because not that that's the reason they pull me down, but there are certain areas where you kind of have to self-censor yourself. And I think it's horrible that's where we're at in our society. I do. I think it's horrible. That's where we're at in America today, where we have corporations, that basically monitor your words. And I think it's absolutely wrong that you get penalized for your words. And I'm not doing this to say this as to have a persecution complex. I'd rather make videos than to be silenced. And and I don't like an entity or a corporation whose product I use declaring me to be something that I'm not. I mean, that's kind of how I'm seeing it. I felt insulted by YouTube for doing this. So, and I'm going to choose my words carefully, because I don't want to say something and it triggers algorithms, and all of them zap, censor it again. So anyway, I am back on YouTube, and I have signed on to Rumble. I have one video I published on Rumble already, and I posted rather, and I am not quite familiar how to use Rumble properly yet. So that's going to come within due time. I did finally kind of learn how to use Twitch. So I'll be streaming on YouTube and Twitch for the most part for now. And as time goes on, maybe some other video stream companies as well. So that's what I'm planning to do. And I kind of needed to learn that in a way. So maybe I was done a favor with regard to doing that, because the algorithms also, the algorithms works against independent content makers. And that's a problem too. So I'm back, and I will continue to make videos, and hopefully I won't get zapped and have my video taken down, and have my channel suspended once again for a week. Apparently next time will be like 2 weeks. And as I said, I've been kind of resentful about that, to tell you the truth. I've been kind of pissed off about it. So, and there's really no way you can contact YouTube. I tried every way you can imagine to contact the company, and then there's no phone number, 800 phone lines, and you contact them through the little comment thing where you think they're listening. No, they don't want to have to deal with, especially if you're a small content maker. They don't want to have to deal with you. But if you're such a small content maker, why the hell should they care what one little insignificant content maker has to make? It's not like I'm that powerful. I mean, you can't have it both ways. You can't sit there and just shut people up through algorithms and virtually shadow ban people on one hand, but then if they say something that you think is misinformation, where it might not be, and it wasn't on my case, you just can't sit there and basically basically declare someone guilty without any due process. And that's what happened with me. I was declared guilty without any due process. And for people who are nominally on my side on all the other issues politically, that are like, First Amendment, free speech, aren't you getting a little alarmist about it? Do we really need all that free speech protection? Yes. Yes. And as I said, those who are on the left, who are singing the mantra or singing toward indifference toward censorship, or even mildly favoring censorship or overtly favoring censorship, it comes back to bite you in the ass. And again, I'm not doing this to have a persecution complex about it. I'm just stating this as fact, that it comes back. And yeah, we may be happy on the very surface level that some unpleasant voices on the far right, and in some cases the vanilla right, are kind of disciplined or owned or what have you on the very surface level. But even in many cases, if they're not threatening anybody and they're not threatening violence and all of that, and they're shut down, they're driven underground, and their point of view, and unfortunately it works better for the right than the left, their point of view tends to be made sexier. I hate QAnon with a passion, but I hear this QAnon nonsense a whole lot from, and all over the internet. People peddle this stuff, and they're a little more sophisticated on how they peddle this shit. And that kind of conspiracy theories and all kinds of other conspiracy theories, and it creates a more modern dystopia that we have today in our society. The best way to deal with unpleasant speech, and this is across the board, this is my message about the left toward the right. This is my message about the right toward the left, because the dirty little secret is that there's a high number of people on the right that are content to silence the left. And I don't know why it's not called out more often. And it's to be proven. I've done it on the show where the right has actually been guilty of censorship. But for some reason, it doesn't get called out the way it needs to. And for some reason, there are people be like, cancel culture on the right? I never heard conservatives or the people on the right trying to censor or cancel culture people. Yes, they have. It's being things that have done historically. Now it's just a tactic that's being picked up by folks on the left these days. And unfortunately, the left gets a bigger blame for it than the right, who's been historically associated with this garbage. I'm not saying that every conservative is guilty of this, was guilty of this then or now. And for those who are not guilty of this, if you're a conservative and you're a little uptight about me attacking at conservatives, if you're a conservative and you are a free speech advocate, whether you're a paleo conservative or libertarian or even if you're just a garden variety, Ben Shapiro type, if you are a free speech advocate, my beef isn't with you. So please relax. But I am a tribalist in the fact that as a leftist, I care about my own. Even if it means caring about my own for those that kind of lost their way. And, as I said, I want to create a stronger left and a better left, a left that can fight and win. And this is why I use this forum here on YouTube and using Twitch. And I started using Twitter like religiously in the last few months, and it's been wonderful. I see a lot less censorship on Twitter than I don't know where the censorship is coming from when they claim there's censorship on Twitter by those on the right. I see plenty of right-wing garbage, and it's their right to spew the garbage. But I've seen plenty of right-wing garbage being spewed on Twitter. So, and as I said, I am opposed to all forms of censorship, and it's the hill I die on. It's one of the few things that brought me to the left 30 plus years ago. And 30, I mean, going on 35 years ago, between 30 and 35 years ago, back in the mid to late 80s, when I really discovered what I didn't use the term socialist yet, but I knew that what was going on in America with the Reagan Revolution was America going on a wrong path, and it just continued to this day. So, but anyway, getting back to what I was saying, I am back here on YouTube, and hopefully you will see me here, and hopefully there will be no more suspension by the company, and I'm hoping that one day YouTube will return to its First Amendment, pro-First Amendment glory. And I won't hold my breath, but that's what I hope. And I'm just want to say, welcome back. One final announcement, and if all goes well, tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be interviewing Radical Leftist Agenda at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So come on over here to YouTube, specifically here on YouTube, and listen to Radical Leftist Agenda. The interview will more or less about an hour, and we'll be talking about her role on the online left. She's got a growing channel on Twitch, and I highly recommend that you subscribe to her channel. And I will leave the link down momentarily here when I'm done streaming. And until next time, I will talk to you all later. So I will conclude by saying good night to you all, and you should see me here streaming back again regularly on a regular basis. Take care.